Well, hello, guys and girls. Welcome to episode 3 of Game of Drams. Who even thought we would get past the first one? Not me, but here we are. Very excited to be here tonight. My name is Ben. If you don't know me, I like whiskey. I just don't know very much about it, which is great when it comes to being a host of a whiskey game show. Thankfully, I did not write the questions. Joining us tonight, we have 3 guests. One of them is a repeat. I'm not sure why, but we'll get to Xander in a moment. But first up, we have Fiona Beasley from Chambers Cellars in Sydney. We have Cody Banks from Haynes & Co. in Adelaide. And yes, Xander is back. I'm not sure who of you voted for him. It wasn't me, but here he is nonetheless. So great to have everyone on board. First, Fiona, how are you going?
Fabulous. Thanks, Ben. And yourself?
I'm doing pretty well. I get to do one of these shows once a month, hang out with people that know whiskey, and sometimes I learn some stuff. Sometimes I don't because the questions are a little rough and I'm not sure if it's useful trivia knowledge. But nevertheless, here we are. We'll see how much you know about this one tonight. You have a buzzer for us. Can you let us know what it's going to be?
Nicker,
one of my favorites. So, all right. Easy done. Cody, how are you going, mate? Good to have you on board.
Very well, thank you, sir. Thank you so much for having me on.
Now, what is your buzzer for this evening?
My buzzer for tonight is a fantastic South Australian distillery in Fleurieu.
I'm really glad that you picked that as our buzzer, Cody, because I swear, mate, I've read the name 10 times in my head every time I go to buy a bottle, and I still didn't know how to say it. So you've saved me from looking like more of a goose. So very much appreciated. And Xander, welcome back. I am actually happy to have you here.
Look,
how are you going tonight?
By popular demand.
Oh, right. Yep.
We always knew that demand was there.
Yep.
No, seriously, thanks guys for inviting me back. I'm excited to be back. Love this stuff. Have really
what's your buzzer?
Buzzer is barley.
Buzzer is barley. All right. So barley. Nicker, Fleurieu, which I can't say, and barley. I'll get it right by the end of the night because hopefully Cody can say it lots of times and it will be drilled into my small whiskey riddled head. We of course have Oliver from the Whiskey List. He's producing the show, putting it all together for us. And David, who's going to be our judge and our scorekeeper as usual. Thankfully, he knows what's up. He wrote the questions and hopefully he knows the answers because I certainly do not. If you're playing from home, of course, participate in chat. We'd love to see how you are going. Often chat does better than our pros. So look, take from that what you will. I don't even know. But we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to go through a few rounds of questions. We'll see how everyone goes. I will make up scores based on my opinion on whether the answers are good or not. Most often they're not good, so that's why we always get negatives. But we're going to do our best. We're going to do our best, and I'm here to see Cody and Fiona prove us wrong, prove me wrong, and I guess we'll see how you go. So it's all about fun. That's the reality of it, and I hope everyone has a good time. So let's get into round number 1. Round number 1 is called I Didn't Know That, and it's going to be multiple choice. So multiple choice are my favorites because theoretically, eventually we get the right answer, or 3 of you get it wrong and the right answer is obvious. So let's start. Question number 1 for Game of Drams. It is episode number 3. John Jameson, the founder of Jameson's Irish Whiskey, was great-grandfather to, is it A, Neville Chamberlain, the British Prime Minister? Is it B, I'm not sure the name, the radio transmission pioneer? Is it C, Maureen O'Sullivan, the actress who played Jane in the original Tarzan movie? Or is it D, John Smithwick, the founder of Smithwick's Brewery in Dublin?
Fleurieu.
Cody, I think you just snuck in there. What do you think the answer is?
I went with confidence, but the truth is I actually have no idea. So I'm just going with D just because it kind of makes the most sense, but we'll see.
Going to go with D. Unfortunately, I'm very happy to have you straight off the bat with an answer, Cody, but it's going to be the wrong answer. So minus 5 points for you. 3 answers remain between Xander and Fiona. I know, Fiona, you were coming in next, so you dodged a bullet if you were going to say D. What do you think it might be?
Yeah, well, I definitely dodged a bullet, but let's go with the really strange skew F1 and say C, Maureen O'Sullivan.
Well, if you're hearing the buzzer, that's unfortunate because it means you got the same wrong answer I got, Fiona, which is I definitely know the least here of anyone in the show and probably in chat. So I'm going to give you minus 8.8 points for that because you got the same wrong answer as me. And Xander, he's been here before and he knows how this scam plays out. So, Xander, you got a 50-50. Prove that you can at least get that one.
I have the weirdest feeling that it's Guillermo Marconi.
Is that your final answer?
That's
You want to
my
lock it
final
in?
answer. Yeah, I'm locking in B.
You got it. Congratulations. And you pronounced the name. So you're already doing better than me. It was only a 50-50 though, Xander. So I'm going to give you 1 point for that.
I appreciate that. I'll take that
well
1
done.
point.
Take that 1 point. Look, you're at least 6 points ahead of Cody or something like that. So anyway, that's it. That's the answer. And David, that's talk us through that one. Who even knew? Apparently, Xander.
Well, that's the whole point. Is that it's so bizarre that John Jameson, founded Jameson's Irish Whiskey, that he'd have any connection to Marconi in Italian. But Marconi married Annie Jameson and spent a lot of time in Ireland. In fact, his first wife was Irish as well. Most bizarre, absolutely nothing to do with whiskey, but useless trivia nevertheless.
Look, I'm sure at some point in my life, it probably won't be useful, but if it is, I'll have you to thank for the answer, David. So, all right, I love that one. Let's go. Question number 2. What whiskey made in Canada is not even whiskey? Is it A, Caribou Crossing, B, Pike Creek, C, Fireball, or D, Crown Royal?
Ollie.
Xander.
Fireball.
Correct. It is Fireball. Well done. I'm going to give you a clap for that one. But is that just because you were... I feel like we were talking about this. Was it on last week's episode? Last month's episode, David? Were we talking about Fireball being not even a whiskey? Or was that pre-show? I don't remember.
Not sure, but maybe for a bonus point, if Xander can explain why he's so confident that it is Fireball.
Why I'm so confident? Because I think even in Canada, you're not allowed to add flavorings to your whiskey and still call it whiskey.
Is that correct, David?
It's one reason. The other reason, it's only at
low ABV, 35%.
33% ABV.
33%. Oh, geez.
Yeah, that's why it's so horrible. You can't even get drunk on it.
I was going to say, it always feels like more than that when I drink it, David, but I guess half a bottle starts to add up even at 33%, right? So anyway,
Absolutely.
Look, Xander, I'm going to give you 8 points for that. Look at that. I'm going to start off. Look, I've been slagging on you for the last 7 minutes, so I'll give you some points and we'll move across to question number 3.
Then that's the way I like it, so don't stop.
Number 3. Xander's going to get this wrong. Is that better? In which country is whiskey the most drunk spirit? Is it A, Gibraltar, B, India, C, Angola, or D, France?
Bali.
Xander.
Really?
No. You're doing so well. Minus 15 points for you, Xander. Minus 15 for that one. It is definitely not India. Fiona or Cody, who wants to buzz in next?
Okay.
Florio.
Fiona, what do you reckon?
I'm going for France. D.
I would hit a buzzer, but I can't hit the buzzer twice. So that is also incorrect. It is not France. So I'm going to give you minus 5 for that one, unfortunately. Cody, you've got it 50-50. Which one do you think it is?
50. Very lucky because I was going to say France if I did get in. So I'm just going to go with C and say Angola.
Angola is correct. You get the 50-50. I'll give you 2 points for that one.
Mercy too.
Yeah, mercy too. David, talk us through it. Is Gibraltar even a country or is it a territory?
It's a
Who
rock.
knows? It's irrelevant because I don't know even if they know what whiskey is on Gibraltar. I suppose the British expats do. But it's both India and France have merit. India drinks the most what they call whiskey, even though a lot of countries don't, because it's It's molasses based. 1.6 billion liters a year in the entire country. Pretty big numbers. France drink the most whiskey per capita, 2 liters per year per person, followed by Uruguay, of all places, at 1.8, and USA 1.5. But in Angola, 90% of all spirits consumed is whiskey.
Wow.
How it got introduced to Angola, I've got no idea. Maybe there's some Angolans listening or watching in that can let us know. But who knew?
Who knew? Not me, but I want to go to Angola now. So apparently, Cody knew when it was 50-50. So maybe Cody's... Have you been to Angola, Cody?
Never been, but I would love to go there. I should say 90%. That is a remarkable stat.
Yeah, that's a pretty big stat. It's going to be on my list, that's for sure. All right, so that concludes the end of round number 1. And I will get David, hopefully who's been tallying the scores, to let us know where he's sitting, who's in front. Is Xander losing?
No, Fiona's down at -6. But that's she's equal with Xander, also -6, and Cody's forging ahead with -3.
Oh, well, that's really good. Congrats, -3. That's not so bad. You know, maybe we'll get into single digits without a minus in front of it by the end of the game. All right, let's move across to round number 2. Round number 2 is really simple. It's called Complete the Sentence. We're going to have the start of a sentence for each of our contestants, and there'll be 1 sentence per contestant. We'll read it out, and then they get to finish the sentence. And I will judge with my great wisdom how hilarious and whatever it is, and give them points based on how well they complete that sentence. So seems like a great round to me. I don't see any problems with it at all. So I think we've got a sheet for that one. So let's move across. On my list, we have, I know Fiona's at the top, but I'm going to ask Xander to start because that's what my runner show says. So Xander, straight to you. All right, this is your sentence that you need to complete. Here we go. This guy looks me in the eye and picks up the last bottle on the shelf and
asks me, is it smooth?
Look, I think that's probably like a whiskey working person's in-joke, right? That I probably don't appreciate. So I'm going to give you a point because everyone else other than me laughed. So I'm sure if you work in the whiskey industry, that's hilarious. So 1 point. Thank you, Xander. That's a good one. All right. So Fiona, I'm going to go to you, and this is your sentence, as you can see. The distillery tour guide opens the heavy wooden door, and right there in front of me
was the fantastic shiny still.
You didn't use the word smooth, which I think was the joke, right? So I'm going to give you 5 points for that one because it wasn't the same answer that Xander gave. So that's really good. I'm liking it. That's a good one. Cody, you kind of have an advantage here because you have known your sentence for the last. So I'm gonna give you -2 points for cheating because you didn't close your eyes until it was your turn. So after that -2, it's time for you to answer yours. Last week, a customer walks into the bar with the most enormous
copper dog.
The most enormous copper dog. Fiona and Xander both think that funny. So I'm just going to give you 10 points because they're laughing.
Jackpot.
Well done. Easy. That was a really easy round, David. Yeah. What do you reckon? Where's everyone at? What was your favorite? I'm interested to know what was chat's favorite? Because obviously everyone's got a better whiskey sense of humor than me.
Yeah, I don't see much much chat coming through on that one. I think the Copper Dog was kind of out of left field. I think that probably took most people by surprise. So Cody's now in the lead after that round with the +7. Fiona -1, and Xander is sneaking slowly and inexorably towards positives with -5.
Well, he didn't go negative in that round, so that's got to count for something, Xander. So I'm very proud of you. Yeah, we're going well. We're going well.
I expected Cody to say with the most enormous sense of self-importance.
That's a good one.
I can't help but wonder though, does that one hit too close to home when you work?
That's too real for me. That's too real.
It's a little bit too real. All right, let's move across to round number 3. It's called Yeah or Nah. In 1 minute, each person gets to tell us their most memorable or interesting whiskey experience, where you were, who you're with, what you were drinking, etc., etc. And then we will ask the other 2 contestants whether they think that is a yeah or a nah, and you can confer together, and based on whether you get it right or whether you get it wrong, the person who told the story will get some points or lose some points. So talking about losing points, Xander, it's yours first. Yeah or nah? Let's have a look. Give us your best whiskey story, and we'll work out whether it's real or not.
So while I was in Scotland, I was touring around Balvenie, and you're not really allowed to take photos and stuff or like sample stock. But essentially, the person that I was with basically like dipped a really dodgy Copper Dog into pretty much everything we saw, pulled out a sample, and was like, "Don't tell anyone I gave you this."
There's a giggle at the end there as well. So I'm not sure if that makes you seem more confident or less confident. But Fiona and Cody, it's up to you two. Discuss together here and come to is it a yeah or a nah? Did that actually happen?
Okay, so I'm thinking Xander's certainly got the access to get into the Balvenie. Certainly Ross is going to give him or get someone to give him the keys to the warehouse. So that doesn't really surprise me that he could get in there. But talking about this dirty Copper Dog, dropping it into all these barrels, that's where I'm just thinking. I'm not too sure. Fiona, what do you think?
I'm so with you. Everything up until the dodgy Copper Dog.
So you reckon he's taken a real story and added in a fake bit at the end, or?
I don't know.
Somewhat.
I think it's going that way. Depending on who he went with. Knowing Ross Blaney, it wouldn't be beyond him to just sneak something into his hand. But I shouldn't say that live, Ross. I love you, and you would never do that. So I'm going to say that is false.
Nah's the answer. Xander, is it a yeah or a nah?
Yeah.
No, of course it wasn't Mr. Ross Blaney that did that.
It definitely wasn't Ross Blaney that did it. It was actually before my time working for WGNS as well. So.
Wow, nice one.
Wow, that's a good story. So Xander, I'm going to give you plus 20 points for a story that was actually true, that everyone said was a nut, and then I'm going to do these ones and give you minus 16.2 points for your lack of consideration for OH&S and hygiene and all other reasons.
Hey, I said it was dodgy looking. I didn't say it was dirty.
Did you consume some of that said whiskey? Absolutely. All right. So, David, you can work out what that was, 4.8 or something when we go up and down and whatever. So, but I love that it was actually a true story, because we get a lot of things that end up being nahs in the end. So I'm glad you had a yeah, Xander. So that's a good one. All right. So next it's going to be Fiona. Fiona, please tell us your best whiskey story, but it could also be a fake one. Let's go.
Well, it could be. So I was lucky enough to go into the city and it just happened to be a Balvenie event, to meet Laura Hay and go through one of her storytelling classes, which was a lot of fun. I got to try at the end of that the Balvenie 40-year-old. And whilst I was downstairs after the event at another little bar, one of our well-known bartenders down here, who was also a bartender in Melbourne, Lou Dare, he all of a sudden became a meme after leaning in to listen to a young lady's story. The meme went on for a good few weeks. That's pretty much my story.
All right. Leaning in, becoming a meme. I think, sometimes it's good to be a meme and others it's probably not. So speaking of memes, Xander, and of course not speaking of memes, Cody, what do you guys reckon? Is that one a yeah or a nah? What are the thoughts?
I'm pretty sure this is true. I feel like I've seen that photo a lot. Like, I'm sure I've seen that photo. The problem is that I don't know whether it was Lou or not. That's my problem. It's like, this sounds like a very plausible story, and I feel like it's something Lou would do, but I don't know if it was actually him. But I'm going to go with yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of specific detail in there that I feel that couldn't quite be made up.
All right, they're going for yeah, Fiona. Is it a yeah or a nah?
It's a yeah.
Oh, it's a yeah. I'm very proud of you for coming out with another yeah straight after Xander, but I'm going to have to give you a -8 for that one because they got it right. It was a little too close to home, unfortunately, even if it was an accurate story. So, Cody, quote unquote, the Commodore Banks, was that self-titled, by the way?
Self-titled? No, it was actually bestowed upon me by the Admiral Marcus Mottram himself. So very lucky to hold the title of Commodore at Haynes & Co.
Well, hopefully I didn't ruin your story. Give us your story. What's your good yeah or nah whiskey story?
Okay, so my story is, we've just had two that are relating to Balvenie, so I feel I need to give my best Balvenie story. So again, I'm in Speyside in Scotland. I'm at the magnificent Glenfiddich Distillery, and I'm actually inside the distillery having an exquisite dinner experience. I'm eating neeps and tats. I'm also eating a little bit of haggis, right next to none other than MBE Mr. David Stewart from the Balvenie, drinking a little of his own creation, the 12-year-old Balvenie Doublewood.
Oh,
that's my story.
That's a good story because everyone loves the Doublewood, right? So, what do you reckon, Xander and Fiona? Is that too good to be true, or is Cody really that cool?
I'm gonna say nah, just because it's too easy.
Neat.
It's too neat. It's too clean.
It's too easy, too neat, too clean. They didn't even take 20 seconds, Cody, to say it's a nah. So, is it a nah?
It's actually a yeah.
Oh, get right.
Now, I know I threw him under the bus just before, but I have Mr. Ross Blaney and certainly Luke Sanderson to thank for that one. But yeah, it was a fantastic experience amongst probably about 12 other bartenders from around Australia, but I just happened to sneak the seat that was next to David Stewart, which was pretty exciting for me.
It's a pretty exciting opportunity, and it gets you some points here as well. So I'll give you 10 points for coming out with a good story that turned out to actually be true. And David, I'll head back to you. Hopefully you've been counting because I'm not. Where are we at? Yeah. Who's currently holding the title?
Well, Fiona's now -9 from the Dizzy Heights. Xander's -1.2. Briefly went into positive and then had points deducted. Cody with his straight-faced double bluff. I'd hate to play poker against him. +17.
Oh,
nice.
Plus 17. That's
setting me up for a big fall.
Yeah, setting up for a big fall because it brings us to our last round of the night. The last round, of course, is Who Am I? In this one, we're going to give you 10 clues towards a distillery. You don't have to buzz in, but as we work through, you will obviously there's less and less points up for grabs. So the earlier you buzz in and get it correct, the better chance you have. Well, the more points you can win. Probably the worst chance you have. Let's be real. I'm gonna start this one at 30 points. So if you get it on question 1, you get 30. If you get it wrong on question 1, you lose 30. And we'll work from there. If you get it wrong once, you're out until everyone else gets it wrong once, unless they really suck, and then I'll let you back in. So let's kick this off with who am I? We want to know which distillery is this. So question number 1, or I suppose clue number 1 of the who am I is the first distillery on my site in the Eastern Scottish Highlands was built in 1823, but burnt down under suspicious circumstances in 1824, and again in 1841.
Oh, shit.
Is anyone feeling confident yet to buzz in?
I'm already going down in a flaming heap. I don't want to join the distillery.
I'm going to give you +5 points for that hilarious joke, by the way, Fiona. Add 5 to a tally. Let's get it back up on the good side of things. All right, clue number 2. A new distillery was built in 1845. Anyone? Any takers? No, not yet. All right, they're all being very cautious. Number 3. I was owned and managed by the same family from 1845 to 1916. Wow, you guys are boring. Number 4, in 1916, I was sold to John Dewar and Sons.
Ooh.
That was only 104 years ago. Come on, someone should...
It's like yesterday.
All right, I'm going to buzz in.
Are you going to actually buzz, Xander?
Ollie?
Xander, yes, I recognize you on the floor. What is your answer?
Lecky?
What is it?
Lecky?
I don't even know what you're saying, but it's not the answer I've got, that's for sure. So we're at 4, and then like 369 is like what, minus 18 for you, Xander. So take that one off. If you get to minus 100, there's a prize. Okay.
All right, let's do that.
We'll move to 5. In 1848, my founder, John Begg, invited Queen Victoria and Prince Albert for a visit, which they accepted. Yes, Cody.
Are we thinking... Oh, the name has just left me. It is Royal Brackler.
Royal Brackler. The picture that I have here does not say that. So unless this is pronounced with a B when it doesn't start with a B, it could be, because I don't know how to pronounce any whiskies, but I think even that one's a stretch, David, right? So
no,
it's
not even close.
Not even close.
No,
well,
that was a wild guess.
all right, look. I'm going to give you a further clue. I'm going to take off 10 points because one of the words was kind of right. So minus 10 as we head into 6, and this one's just for you, Fiona. If you don't answer on 6, I'm going to open it back up to everyone. Queen Elizabeth gave one of my bottles to Pope Francis when she visited him in 2014.
Shivers Brothers?
Is incorrect. It's incorrect. So we're running out of points to deduct. So I think that's minus 12. We'll move to 7. The main expression known as blue cap was once sold into post-prohibition America. It's open to everyone.
Barley. This can't be Royal Salute, right?
You're getting the first word right, but the second word is not that. So I don't even know where at minus 5, but look, yeah, at least you're guessing. Number 8, I'm one of just 7 distilleries to hold a royal warrant granted to me in 1848.
No.
Nope. Okay, number 9, I'm currently owned by Diageo with a production capacity of 500,000 litres.
Oh no, this can't be.
You can answer if you would like to, Xander.
don't want to. I don't want this to be true.
We're going to go to 10. All right, we're going to 10. This is the last one. If you get this right here, it's going to be plus 5 points. My whiskies can be found in Johnny Walker Black and Blue Label. Anyone? I'm just going to hitting this button because I'm really disappointed in all of you.
I feel ashamed.
Do you guys actually work in the whiskey business, or are you just? Where did David find you guys? David, would you like to give us the answer? Unless you have any. Well, I'm going to give one more clue. For 2 points. I am the Royal something distillery. Anyone? David, please save us from ourselves.
There's no Bueller's here.
I really thought that probably around about between 6 and 8 that somebody would have got it. Most of you were pretty close with the Royals. Obviously, Royal Warrant. There's only there are only kind of 7 of them or so. I think the last slide gives the answer. You might recognize it. Those who have visited. Royal Lochnagar.
Yeah, I don't know the Royal Lochnagar at all.
Me either.
Like 3 of us.
Well, I knew what it was, so I don't know what the problem is.
Do I lose points for that?
I assume that Royal Lochnagar doesn't actually produce saleable single malt in bottlings. Is it just for the John?
No, they got a standard release is a 12-year-old and a distiller's edition. Plus a few others.
I've never seen it.
All right. I'm going to do one more Who Am I to round out the show for 10 points. Are you ready? First one to buzz in. This is Ben making up a Who Am I. I have a black label with a guy walking on it, and I don't have double in my name.
Nika.
Yes, Fiona.
Nika. Johnny Black.
Johnny Black is correct. I don't know how many points I said that was, but Fiona gets them. So I'm going to give you, at least we had one winner in this category tonight. I'm very proud of all of you. All right, that's it. That's all the questions. That's all the points. David, I don't even know how many negatives we ended up on, but please put us out of our misery.
Well, Cody's the only one in positives with, I think, +7. I don't know if he lost anybody. And one of our audience is that Royal Lochnagar is one of the Game of Thrones bottlings.
Wow.
Apparently.
Apparently.
Being at the Diageo. And I don't think I'm going to tell you how many points Fiona and Xander got.
Less than Cody.
I told you. I'm in
less than Cody.
Mine was minus 25 at least.
No, not quite. 24.2. If you really need to know.
You really need to be like that.
It'll be on your
Xander. You can try for 25 though.
It'll be on your certificate and trophy.
Yeah. Here lies the ashes of Fee in the distillery.
Oh dear. Look, I appreciate all of you trying, even if it was very trying at times. But you're all winners in my books, even with the negatives. But thank you very much to everyone for joining us. Cody, you are our champion because you were on positive. It's a miracle. I'm very proud to see you not with a negative in front of your points. So that's a great start. Thanks to David for all of our questions, even if the last one was really hard. If you've been watching tonight, let us know who your favorite contestant is. It's probably Cody because he didn't lose. Thanks to Ollie for producing it all. And I believe we'll be doing another one of these ones in about a month's time. So we very much appreciate everyone coming in and watching and giving their answers in chat. I'll be real honest with you guys. I suspect chat did better than we did tonight. We're doing pretty well. Xander, Fiona, and Cody, thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate having you on and letting me make fun of you when I know absolutely nothing and you guys know lots. So let's be real. Very much appreciated. David and Ollie, any last words from you two?
Oh, well, thanks, everybody, and definitely see you in October.
Awesome.
Thanks,
guys.
much.
We will see you next time.
Night,
Bye.
everyone.
See ya.